Hello everybody, welcome to Matic TV. Welcome back to the Sunday podcast. This is Inter United. Tonight, I'm joined not only by Keane's new girlfriend in the comments section. We'll touch on that in a minute. Keeping it sly on social media. Don't think you can come on my show and get away with stuff like that, mate.
Class that.
You got Kilo.
Congrats to you too, and you as well, Amy. Welcome to the chat, everybody. Welcome to the show. First of all, I'm just going to introduce the panel. Tonight, I'm joined by my man Saeed, bottom corner there, fresh off watching Wales get through. Jamie, top corner. And obviously, Keno's there as well. Boys, how are we feeling? How's the week gone for everyone? Saeed, busy week for you, mate, in the gym, smashing it?
Yeah, man, just smashing the gym, mate. You know what I mean? Just doing my boxing training and whatnot. And yeah, man, I'm going to go back today after this, actually. And then, yeah, just chilling out. Was in London yesterday. Yeah, see Sophie, big up to Sophie as well. So, yeah, man, just doing me, man. But, yeah, man, good to see everyone. And hopefully you have a good show, man.
Yeah, nice one. Joining us today is another one of the fathers for Father's Day. Owen's in the house as well today. How's the kid, mate?
my non-existent, possible illegitimate children are fine. Thank you very much for asking.
I just thought I'd get that one in before Alien nailed you in the comments.
Yeah, no, it's calm. It's calm. Yeah. No, yes, it's all good. No, I've not received a Father's Day card, so my kids have done a terrible job this year. But yeah, no, it's all good. Just had a nice Father's Day dinner, chilling out for myself, and good old big weekend watching England play Scotland in my Celtic shirt.
Yes, the little is said on that subject, the better for half of the panel. Anyway, bottom half are not too fussed about what went down in the Scotland game. But Jamie, mate, how's your week been, pal? Having a good Father's Day, pal?
Yeah, all good. Just spoke to my old man, having a little bit of crack about United. Funnily enough, mentioned that he was coming on here, so he potentially watching. So happy Father's Day again, Dad, if you are. But yeah, just chilling out, mate. Had a pretty chilled out day, to be honest. Out with the missus. I don't have children, so no Father's Day cards for me either, mate. But yeah, just watching a bit of footy midweek and a nice chilled out week at work. Doing a little bit of training, so it was quite nice to mellow into what I thought was going to be a good England win. And then, yeah, like you said, the least said the better.
Well, yeah, there's a lot more going on in the world. England are already through anyway, so it doesn't really matter, boys, does it? So anyway, I mean, Keno, mate, a lot's been going on with you this week, mate. Let alone private life and all that stuff that's been put out there. Congratulations again on you and your missus. Hopefully, we see you on the weekend of my birthday as well, guys. So make sure you're both down there. We'll have a good knees up for the Leeds weekend, which I think we're all looking forward to.
Knees up. Sorry, that's not even the word for it. It's going to be a 3-day bender. We're getting reckless. We're getting absolutely reckless, mate. If we're not passed out in some hotel room and I don't even know which one it is and it's on someone else's card, I'm disappointed.
I'm edging on. I'm swaying towards the edge of caution where Owen's all in, like everything is going to be fully lifted, no lockdown, nothing. We're all going everywhere.
I'm meant to be going on holiday that weekend. I'm changing the flight, mate. It's all happening. We're all going mental.
You're a mad guy.
That's the energy we need when it comes to lockdown.
Mate, we need more energy than that on our pitch.
Oh, apparently I am the Masti Bete. Oh, Jesus. Apparently, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, they're in the house. They're in the house. That's the one. Casanova. That's the one, mate. Keane, you're going to have to deal with all this. It's just what happens, mate, I'm afraid. So you're part of it now. You're a target for aliens. So every time you come on this show, he's going to have to. Anyway, enough of the personal stuff. Let's get into the football. Guys, if you haven't already watched Keane's interview with Rob Dawson, then do go and watch it over there on the Weekly Armchair podcast, Kickoff podcast. It was an absolutely brilliant interview there with Rob. We're going to bring up a few snippets from it and get the guy's opinion on the panel on it because apparently, well, I don't know if this is true coming out of Ollie's mouth, but the speculation around the media and everyone around Manchester United is that this squad just needs a little bit of finessing. So we don't need too much, apparently. Nicky Butt's come out and said our midfield is good and is absolutely no issue at all. I don't know what he's been watching. I really don't. I think that was on the back of the England performance when Declan Rice didn't look that good. And is he much better than Scott McTominay? That came out of there. But what do you expect when England have a bad game? Well, it's probably one. I would say the newspapers are probably more on England than they are actually on United. I think there's only one team that gets more stick than United do, and that's the England team. So I think that's where that came from. But the biggest thing that came out of it, and Keane spoke to me privately about this, was the Jesse Lingard situation. I'm just going to bring up a quick little snippet of what happened with Keane when he was speaking to Rob the other day. On his channel. Like I said, do go and watch that. Let me just get it up now for you guys, if I can figure out where the bleeding play button is. Just bear with me a second.
Yeah, you got to put the sound on as well, I think. The sound button there as well.
We are banging away right now.
The spams are at it again, man. Look,
fair play. No sound there, I think.
Yeah, you got to get the sound, Adam. The sound.
Is it not, what is it? Are we not playing sound very good?
There'll be like a click on the bottom. It says play sound, I think.
Yeah, let me just think it. Now, I'll just bring up the rest of the talk here. I'll figure this out. But Keane, in terms of you, mate, after everything you spoke about with Rob, in terms of all the transfer, all the speculation and everything that was going on, one thing that popped out to you, mate, and you said to me, was how keen it sounded from Rob's opinion that United really wanted to keep hold of Jesse Lingard this summer, mate. And that sort of stood out more than anything else, above Sancho, above Varane, but everything else, mate.
Yeah, like, look, I was chatting to Rob the other day, and we chatted about many things in terms of transfers and what in terms of income and in terms of obviously the likes of Varane, Sancho, Ramos, all the kind of the biggest news. But a real eye opener for me is when we spoke about Lingard, because I spoke about two specific potential outgoings, Lingard and Paul Pogba. Spoke to him and he said that the club are kind of open to keeping Jesse Lingard, and they're keen to go in and start doing negotiations on the contract. Now, from Lingard's side, they aren't so keen. Like, from what I've been told, that he wants first team football. And for me, I don't think we can give that to him. If you look at his position, you've Rashford on the left, Bruno on the 10. Lingard's not a better footballer than the two of them. Lingard's a good player, but he's not a great player. And I think, look, if you're Jesse Lingard, if you want to stay at the club, that lacks ambition for me, I think. And from the club, if you're keeping a player like Lingard, it kind of screams lack of ambition as well from our side. So the only way, I think, when you look at this Lingard situation, for me anyway, is the only way it's feasible to keep him, and I'm talking feasible here, is if Donny goes. Like, that's literally the one. That's not going to happen because the club have proactively said he's staying. So Donny's staying. So the only way I can find conceivable to keep Jesse Lingard at the football club is as backup to Bruno if Donny leaves. But Donny's a better footballer than Lingard. So, like, look, for me, I think Jesse Lingard needs to go. Like, he's 28 years of age. In the last kind of 3-4 years of his prime, if you are ambitious and you just had the season and a half, like the half a season you had with West Ham, you need to move on. Like, Rob also said as well, if he decides to leave, it's not going to be to West Ham. That's going to be a Champions League team, which screams to me that if Jesse Lingard does ultimately leave and he says to the club he doesn't want to stay, that he's going abroad. Don't know where, but that kind of screams to me that he's going abroad. But for me, if you want to be ambitious, you don't keep him at the football club, because I don't think he's at the level to start to be like an impact player as a starter for the club week in, week out. We've better quality in the positions, and like we've a great academy with players in the same positions who could, prosper. in the next 2 to 3 years. So for me, let him leave, let him go to another club, and let him continue his great form, because he got into the England squad. I know not the final 26, but he got into the England squad this season because of his good form. Does he really want to throw all that down the sink by staying at Man United and kind of regressing rather than progressing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's just it. I mean, Owen, I know your feelings on Jesse Lingard right now, but honestly, mate, and obviously we've seen the updates on Sancho, pointless, just tell us when he signs, but it does look like the Sancho deal is moving a lot closer. If someone like Sancho comes in, you add the other loanees that are coming back, mate. I know you love Jesse, so that's why I'm coming to you first, Owen, mate, but is it like Keane said now, is it time now, really? Is he going to fit in any other position than where he played for West Ham for this team? He doesn't fit in on the left or right for me. He has to replace Bruno, if anything, mate, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with Keane's point there, man. I don't think it's the best for him. And as you say, I love Jesse, and I want to see him do well first and foremost. So I'd love to see him, get a move to it. I mean, Keane's talking about a Champions League club abroad. We've heard about his struggles with his family and stuff. I mean, I'd be delighted if he went over, to Spain or France or somewhere, enjoyed playing his football, and was back to his smiling best. And the guy that we all sort of started to love when he first started coming through the academy, and he just start playing decent football again at quite a high level. And I think he's more than capable of playing in the Champions League for sides. Probably in Spain, maybe in Italy, don't know, somewhere throughout Europe, but I just want to see him do well. I've literally watched him come up through the ranks since I was a kid and always loved the guy. So whatever he does in his career, as long as he's happy and he's playing good football, and hopefully, he can try and resurrect an England career out of it as well. But I don't think staying at the club is the right move for him. I think he needs to move on, wherever that may be, whether it's West Ham or abroad. I think it's the best thing for him possible.
Yeah, I mean, Said, mate, he literally does have to come in as backup for Bruno, doesn't he, mate? Now he's got first-team football in the Premier League. He's got a taste for it again, and he looks good. I think Jesse only looks good when he's got continuous games, to me, mate. Surely he's not going to get that the way way Ollie picks his team, mate. He's not going to get in, is there?
No, but the way I look at it, right? I'm gonna have to disagree. I think he's going to want to stay at United. Honestly, I think for me, what I think about Jesse Lingard is this is a club he grew up with. You know what I mean? Man United is, for me, that glamour story of making it and being successful at Man United. For me, it just doesn't go away like that. It just, I know he's had a good time at West Ham, but he didn't make the England squad. How could he play at West Ham and he's been brilliant for literally from the January onwards, and he's been unbelievable. And it's almost as if now you've not made the English squad. And I look at it and I think, sometimes, players, and they look at certain clubs and they think, right, Man United, how many players are we getting from them? Can we, it's always the old saying of, big clubs get treated differently, don't they? And I look at Jesse Lingard, I think he wants to finish off the story of, I made it at Man United. I did it at Man United, and I feel like he'll look at that situation right now with Bruno. And I think, if I can get a run of games, and I know it's going to be difficult, but if he gets his foot in there, he starts the season off well, it impacts the game before, he'll want to believe, and I think ultimately he'll want to sign a deal. West Ham's West Ham, but he'll know that West Ham have been up and down for the last, 5 or 10 years. They've had a good season, they've had a bad. They've had good, bad. It's in and around top 10. Next season in Europa League, are they going to be as good as last season? I'm not too sure. So I just look at it and think, he'll want to carry on that story because someone, I think he tweeted at one time, he put on Instagram, he goes, there's only a certain percentage that people make it and to play for Man United in terms of from the youth team. And he'll want to continue that journey. So that's why I had a feeling that he'll just sign a deal and he'll try and make it, and he'll think that he can make it and play with Rashford, play with Pogba, who grew up with, and keep the story on, man. Yeah.
Jamie, I mean, do you reckon Said's right there? I mean, I think Said and I think all three of the guys there have pretty much said what Lingard would love to do and would want to do. But realistically, sometimes you just need to sit down and go, there's no chance I can do it. There's no chance I'm going to get what I need out of this football club, even though I love it, like Said said, like Owen. And Keane said there, Jamie, mate, sometimes, you know what? And this is what a criticism of Ollie has come on. I think someone has said, I think it was Mike in the comments then said it. Ollie's too afraid to actually tell these players that your time is up. He sort of leaves it in limbo and lets the decision be made elsewhere. It just seems that way, Jamie, doesn't it, mate? But sometimes you just got to come out and go, it's time to go, son.
Yeah, I think I've said it on here before, Adam. I feel like we're quite a club that does like to hoard players because we like to be that loyalty team. But it has that. There's always a fine line with that loyalty. And Man U seem very good at keeping players and rewarding them for nothing, really. And I think all the other lads nailed it on the head where. There's always a time where you've got to let go, and we don't seem to be very good at that at times. But with regards to Lingard, I think some of it has to be looked at the club, some of it has to be looked at him as a player, and how much does he want to get back in the England team and progress his career, because he has been fantastic football this time. He's been a joy to watch. I completely agree, and I want to see him do well as well. But I feel like it ain't going to be at Man United. If he wasn't good enough last season and we loaned him out, why is it all of a sudden changed? So for me, we're not very good at refreshing the squad and moving on the players, like you just said a minute ago. But for Jesse, I feel like he has to do some soul searching himself and say, do you know what? Like, I've only got a couple more years left in the tank. I'm going to have to go away and progress here. There is going to be club that's interested in me. Just because I don't make it at Manchester United, it doesn't mean I can't go make it at an Inter Milan or someone like that. So I feel like from Ollie's perspective, he will potentially sit down with him and offer him to stay and say, look, you're probably not going to be starting every game, but I do want you as part of the team. But I feel like there's such a fine line there. And I feel like for Jesse, if I was his advisor, like all the other lads have said, I would say you need to go and enjoy your football, mate, because it's a short career. And if you want to be playing in another major tournament for your country, you ain't going to get that at Manchester United. And I do feel like he'll move on. And it would be a bit from a Man United fan perspective, but there's always a bigger picture. And if we want to go and be that team that we all want us to be, all the lads on here have got the same outlook on the team as me, want to be winning trophies, and we need better players than Jesse Lingard, and that's just the reality of it.
Yeah, I'm going to ask each one of you now. Give me a one-team answer. Perfect club for Jesse Lingard. Jamie, name one.
Roma with Jose.
Ooh. Saeed.
Probably stay where he is, West Ham. Yeah, West Ham.
Kino.
I'm going to go out in left field here. I'm going to say Lille in France.
Oh, it's left field. I wasn't expecting that one, mate. Owen, what you saying, mate?
Do you know what? Just because Jamie said it, I had forgot. I mean, Inter Milan, because it's just basically ex-United FC over there. I mean, what is it? Yeah. But Lukaku, Darmian, but Ashley Young has gone back to Villa. Alexis, we shall not mention the last name. Yeah, I mean, I could see that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we'd all wish him the best of luck. I mean, he's left us with some.
If he goes wherever he goes, I'm getting that shirt. Unless it's an English club, I'm getting that shirt with Lingard on the back. No, like straight away.
That's the one. One thing we would have liked to have seen over these Euros, guys, as United fans, is a few United players. But in reality, it's the ones that are underperforming for us that are actually the ones getting game time, and we didn't really want to be seen. I mean, Dan James has moved into the last 16 with Wales today. Ricky sent me a message saying there's a Dan James masterclass going on right now. I honestly don't know which game he was watching. But
what game was the guy watching? Yeah, James couldn't cross the fucking road, man. Like, honestly,
it was the Turkey game. It was the Turkey game.
It was all right. It was all right.
Yeah, but like, honest to God, I've got more end product after 10 or 12 pints, man. Like, he just couldn't finish. He couldn't finish a Sunday dinner. He couldn't cross the road. Like, he's just not. Oh, he's just a fast guy. That's it.
Yeah. But
he's on form tonight.
One so-called United player we would have liked to have seen, Saeed, is Sancho. Is he going to ever take? Are we going to? At least his value's not going up, mate. That's one good thing for us.
No, but
We're
apparently now,
straws.
apparently they've said Borussia Dortmund have said a take or leave it asking price of 77 million plus add-ons. The key thing is the add-ons, mate. This club is absolutely cheapskate, man. They don't want to pay the dollar, and people will say, well, you know, Borussia Dortmund have are still bailing out for money that should be lower than last year's. But I understand that. But at the end of the day, mate, pay for you get. You know, you pay for what you get, don't you? You know what the price was for a year, 2 years now. You know, you know
what, mate? Is a part of me that wants it all to go wrong, and
of course,
really expose the Glazers, and then throw must for all their good work and everything, the so-called video meeting that they had with him, and everything from that going out the window at the first chance and going over at the first hurdle, just to show how bad the owners are. So for me, you know what? If we didn't get Sancho, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be massively disappointed, I'll be honest.
But Nicky Butt won't be surprised. You know what I mean? Nicky Butt's had a mad one.
Yeah, I mean, Keno, mate, I mean, you were speaking to Rob the other day about it. I think the updates came from everyone at the same time in the media circle. Said nailed it there. Then it's pretty much what Dortmund said. I mean, we may have made another bid, and Sky may have been jumping all over it just to get themselves a bit of breaking news. But at the end of the day, mate, Dortmund have still got to accept a bid. It doesn't matter what personal terms and what else has been said, and what any other YouTube channel, what anyone else is reporting from in the knowers who know nothing by the sounds of it. You still got to accept a bid. And Dortmund have been stubborn. You can't even call it stubborn, mate. They've just been asking for their price. And the player's only worth what someone will pay. Dortmund doesn't, well, I'll be honest, mate, Sancho don't look like he's going anywhere at the moment. I do feel like this one will happen eventually, but still, mate, going back to that interview with the Glazers, with Joe Glazer and everything and backing Ole, I tweeted the other day, I said, this isn't even breaking news for me anymore, Sancho, mate. This was last summer's news. And I think it's overshadowing everything else that should be going on right now and is not going on. I mean, we look at past Sancho, Keane. What else is there out there apart from an odd little rumour here and there? Sancho's taking over everything, mate. If it does go through, fair enough. But I think it is clouding a few United players' sort of outlook on how everything is and what actually was happening a couple of months ago at Old Trafford, mate.
Look, I'll tell you one thing for now. If this Jadon Sancho deal falls asunder, first Leeds game, first game of season, home game, massive eyes on that game, the whole country, probably the world watching.
Can you imagine going on that kind of weekend? Dear God.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to be there too.
I mean, I made the MEN that week. I'll be making the Sun. I'll be making the Daily Mirror. I mean, fuck knows what paper I won't be in if the Sancho.
I'll be on Sky News Qatar or something. Me.
You'll be on Sky News Qatar. I'll be in the front page of every tabloid. They'll be there, me with a smoke flare, fucking can of red stripe in my hand. God knows what will happen.
One thing I will say here, this transfer has been brewing for 2 years, and the fact, do you know what United's biggest stumbling block has been in this 2 years? It hasn't been the fee, it hasn't been personal terms. It's been the fucking add-ons. The add-ons are the biggest stumbling block in this deal. United giving them ridiculous clauses such as Ballon d'Or clauses and the time they want to pay it. Like, United wanted to pay this transfer over 5 years. Dortmund wanted to do between 3 and 4 for the full fee to be paid. Like, that's what Dortmund want to do. But essentially, United again are just tight in the way they do things. And when you look at it, United can't use the pandemic as an excuse. They can't. Because the Glazers have openly come out and said significant investment. Them words have come out. That's aired in the media. That's done. They've communicated with Man United fans with that. So it's not like they're feeding it to Neil Ashton, who is Ed Woodward's PR guy. They've fed that to Manchester United fans live.
No, it's
live. Not. So here's the thing here. If they fuck up this transfer window, sorry for swearing, but if they do that this summer, they think one protest against Liverpool is bad. It'll be every fucking week at Old Trafford. I can guarantee you that. If they mess this summer up and don't back a Man United man. Never mind Jose Mourinho. You don't back Mourinho. Never mind David Moyes. Never mind Louis van Gaal, who aren't Manchester United people. This fan base, people talk about division. There's always division in this fan base. That's never going to go away, right? That's never, ever going to go away. That's just the way it is. There's too many people. It's never going to happen with millions of fans. But the one common goal is, when the focus is on the Glazers, the fan base fights that common goal. And if this most crucial transfer window in probably the last 7 years gets messed up, they can expect a protest more or less every week. And you think games like Liverpool getting called off before is bad? This will go to a whole new level because of who the manager is right now. Because think about this. This is a Manchester United man. Jose Mourinho wasn't a United man. Louis van Gaal wasn't. David Moyes wasn't. Good managers in their own right. Very good managers in their own right. But they're doing this now to a Man United person. And that's where I think the buck will stop.
I mean, so this is what I took out from that interview, and I've said it many a times on this show and other people's channels as well. There was nothing from what I seen come out of it about a second video call, just to see if what was said in that one actually was actually put into practice. So for me, that interview meant absolutely nothing to me. It was just a load of crap. And yeah, we may see money this summer, but we're not United fans for one summer. It goes on for the rest of our lives. So I wanted to see an outright plan. I wanted to see numbers, figures. I wanted to see everything. I wanted to know why it's taken 15 years for the guy to actually come out and speak to fans. I didn't think I got that, and hopefully I'm proved wrong again. But at the moment, everything that's coming out of the club isn't good for me. It's just negative all the time. People say that we're negative talking about it, but tell me what's positive we can talk about. Apart from maybe Livy getting on today for Wales. That was a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, when the Academy players playing in the World Cup. There you go. Come on.
It's the Euros adds World Cups next year.
Oh, yeah, sorry. World Cup, Euros. I mean, it's all in the same year these days anyway, isn't it? Who cares? Anyway.
Definitely not Ireland fans anyway, mate.
Mate, your time will come. Keane's after Bamford anyway, mate. He says you can snatch Bamford as you forward.
Oh, my God. Oh, well, do you know what? At this point now, he wants an England call-up. He wants an England call-up more than I want Margot Robbie to be calling me on a Friday night. Like, honestly, there is no. I just don't think he wants to play for Ireland. And if he doesn't want to play for Ireland,
as long as Mason Greenwood exists, right? Patrick Bamford, I do not see him getting called up for England, man. As long as Mason Greenwood is on this earth, being two good
ideas. Did you see Declan Rice, Owen?
No, I didn't see that. What the fact that the geezer hasn't even had a beer as well.
No. The guy when they were singing, them Scottish fans were singing. He's just a shit thingy.
He's just a shit Scott McTominay. Yeah. Yeah. Of course he is. He is.
Oh,
he's pony.
You gotta love the
Up the Scots, mate. You can't beat the Scots, man.
Anyway, I'll come to you on this one actually, Owen. First of all, mate. Next bit of news. I mean, we've all heard about Varane. Keane spoke with Rob again about this one actually, saying, look, and it was the oldest saying that comes out of Manchester United when transfer window comes around. I think it's embedded in managers' contracts that if the right player and the right quality of player is available, United will of course be interested in this player. What a load of shit. Honestly, if I hear that one more time, I'm just going to be like, oh, God, end it.
End it now.
What a level.
Owen, mate, tell me, looking at it, what attracts Varane to Manchester United? Is it Pogba staying, his mate? Is it simply the money?
Because a fat paycheck and a penthouse suite in the Lowry, that's what gets into Manchester, bro.
Mourinho couldn't even left that penthouse, mate. There's got to be a better one.
He did 2.5 years in that penthouse anyway. Oh, what? To be fair, I mean, there's a lot of nice flats around Deansgate. To be fair, there's that tower that Guardiola lives in as well. It's a lovely one.
You can rent Gary Neville's for 20 grand a month if you want in Manchester.
20 bags a month. I mean, Rafa Varane's going to be on what, 280, probably 250. I mean, I'm sure he can drop out 20k out of that pay packet onto a hotel, or sorry, not a hotel, a flat. But I mean, I'd love to sign Varane. I think Varane.
Honestly, mate, answer
absolutely
this question though. Is there a centre back out there more than him who would warrant that type of wage right now? Because you know what, the guy's won everything, and he's already performing this Euros as well, mate. He is a quality player, isn't he, though, mate? He is the best of the best right now.
He's the best of the best, and in all fairness, I want to be competing for the title next season. We need to push on. So there's no point of like it's so increasing at me saying we want to be competing for the title.
He is, mate. I'm going to tell you.
Nearly.
Hang on.
Well, do you know what? I'm an Ollie sexual. I'm Ollie sexual. What can I say? I'm Ollie sexual.
Listen,
I'm Ollie sexual.
That's your opinion. But I just heard it and I was like, look, what? Style.
Yeah.
If we sign Sancho and Varane, is that not a statement in terms of pushing for a title challenge?
It can be.
If we sign Sancho and Varane and a CDM, I would go.
Yeah.
Maybe you.
Then I'd go and say that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so what's the creasing about, man? So I mean, no, but
spoke about the subject before about the Glazers owning in the club, and there's probably not a chance of getting there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But look, if you don't dream as a football fan, why the fuck do you even bother watching it? Like, you got to dream, you got to have hope. I mean, Hartlepool fans are probably dreaming of being in the Premier League now. They've just got promoted to League Two. Like, it's just what you got to do sometimes as a football fan.
Only Jeff Stelling.
Oh, mate, Jeff Stelling, what a man, my idol. But I can't see us signing Varane, to be honest. But I want to sign a player like Varane because that's the experience we need in that back line. That's what we're lacking. And I think him alongside Maguire would be unreal. I don't want to sign the likes of a Jules Koundé or someone like that, a young centre half that needs another 2 or 3 years to adapt, because we've been doing that for ages. It's not worked. It's not worked with Bailly. It's not worked with Lindelof. So
it's funny, isn't it? Because he's got an afro, right? He's got an afro. And he's gonna get, Barnes and all them play for Burnley. They're just gonna grab his afro and be like, "Come here, lad, sit down, mate." You know what I mean? So
what they're gonna do with Peter Crouch to the Trinidad player when he just ripped out one of his dreads?
Yeah, Fellaini did it to Guendouzi as well. Did he foul him by pulling his hair?
Yeah, I mean,
but to be fair, Guendouzi was a little arsehole, to be fair. So
issue I've got with this side, mate, is that well, it's the market again, mate. The fact that the numbers being touted around for Raphael Varane are about 10-15 million more than what Brighton have just turned down for bleeding Ben White.
I know, man. I know. The market's crazy, man. You know what it is, though?
It's
overhyping English footballers. That's what it is, man. Ben White, Declan Rice for £80 million. That's all it is. English footballers are so overhyped. It's not even fucking funny anymore.
Yeah, and it's a prize asset though. It's a prize asset though. When you look at it, West Ham are thinking, right, it's come from the academy. You know what I mean? It's a West Ham through and through. Can we get the most out of we've got? I think honestly, they look at it thinking, why would we sell one of our own that we've helped produce and help build him up to what he is now, and is not sell him for at least like 50-70 million. It's crazy. But I look at the Varane thing. It is possible, but it's about the wages. Sell De Gea and give Varane them wages. It's all it is, people. But again, will Man United do that? They won't do it. We've got to sell one of David De Gea or Henderson this season. I don't want to see next season them two clouding over us. Oh, David De Gea's not happy. Oh, Henderson's not happy. On the board, and all you have to say, you know what? One of them has to go. And then you promote someone like, I don't know, you got Heaton as backup. That's a decent enough backup to have. You know what I mean? And then you go and get maybe the guy in the under 21s. I think it's called Poole or
Bishop,
something like that.
Bishop or Kova,
Yeah, so, it's one of them. And then go get Varane with the wages.
That's it. I mean, Jamie, it makes common sense there, mate. Although stumbling block would be United couldn't even get rid of the fourth choice goalkeeper last season. Can we get rid of De Gea? Can we make room on this wage bill?
I think the only way you're going to get rid of him is for a club that he wants to go and play for, and he's going to start. Whether that be an Atletico Madrid, I think it matters about where certain goalkeepers go from other clubs. If it opens a slot for maybe a De Gea to go and play for them, because he's not going to want to leave and go and be on the bench for somebody else. But I'm with Saeed. We can't have both of them goalkeepers at the club. It was like a a circus last year. You didn't know which one was going to start, and every time Ollie was asked, it was all positive. Oh, we've got fantastic goalkeepers. Yeah, well, we have, but we're paying an absolute fortune for them, and one of them's not going to be starting. So what are you doing with it? Like, there's not a lot of clubs at elite level that has that level of quality goalkeepers both in the same squad. It doesn't usually happen. That's why you bring in a Heaton to be that backup. So if we're going to be in the market for the top end players like Varane, I'm all for it. I would love to see Varane at Man United. I was gutted we didn't sign him before he went to Real Madrid when he was at Lens doing really well as a young player. But if we want the elite of the elite, you've got to pay for them. And unfortunately, you can't do that if you've got a massive wage budget. And that's the one thing that we do have. And they're on about keeping Mata. They're on about keeping... he's gone off my head now. The fourth choice keeper. Keep me right, guys, because I've gone blank.
Lee Grant.
Yeah, Lee Grant.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry, boys.
He's
it's just like they're paying the money, though. Do you know what I mean? Like Mata, it's all about like, oh, he's good for the dressing room. I'm sick of hearing it. It's just like this culture of at United that you've got to be ran properly and have these good guys. You know?
Clearly not, mate, is it? It's clearly not good, because what if we won well, Mata's been here. He's not inspiring any of the young lads to go to the next level. But if we're all feeling a bit low, then our man Zane is here to cheer everybody up just to get us ready for the week ahead. Adam, you can't buy more Harry Maguires and Ben Scheidt. We are getting Andre Silva and Ruben Neves and Zaha at good prices.
Oh, mate. Fuck it up. I thought I was pissed on Friday night. Zane, mate, you must have had about 7 Jaeger bombs and 2 bottles of whiskey, because you must be absolutely off your fucking nut if you think you're getting Andre Silva, Neves, and Zaha, mate. Are you absolutely, mate? You must be smoking a bit of the old wacky backy as well, mate, because you must be off your rocker, son.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh, it was. Zane, seriously? Are you an Arsenal fan, mate, or not? You need to come out and own it now.
He needs to come out of the toilet first, man. He's in the toilet. He needs to get a new profile picture out of that toilet and then go get a proper profile picture.
That's what it looks like a gym changing room, Zaid, mate.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know where it is, man. I'm always trying to look.
My retro Man United jerseys. I'll send you one of my retro Man United jerseys. We'll get you initiated.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, speaking of Spain, we're on the subject of Spain, guys. There is one target that's open for anyone to get, and that, Keane, is a Mr. Sergio Ramos. Would you? I'm just going to ask the question, mate. It's going to cost you $250,000 a week, maybe. Would you?
Absolutely. Like, you look at the impact Thiago Silva had at Chelsea this season.
Very good point.
I think Ramos could do a similar thing for 18 months. Also, I'd just like to point out, just having Ramos shithousing strikers every week, I'd absolutely love it. Mo Salah coming to Old Trafford and playing against Sergio Ramos, and then we can banter Liverpool fans for a full week, and we've experienced centre back. Yeah, 100%. Give me that.
Fake shoulders and arms all around Old Trafford that game. Oh, mate.
Oh yeah. If we can't get Varane, right? If we can't get Varane, that doesn't get done because Ramos has gone out of contract. Get Ramos on the free, and then maybe, like, look, when you think about if you get him on an 18-month deal or 2-year deal, right? You then have an option then within that 2-year period. Mengi could develop in that 2-year period. Tuanzebe's also going out on loan in that 2-year period. After Ramos's time has passed, do we have a ready-made centre back who can slot in then after that? That could also be a thing. If you have a short-term solution in Ramos, and then you have a Mengi and Tuanzebe who have both been out on loan in that period, who will be at a decent age and decent experience that they can come in. But if it's a deal that can be done and you can't get Varane done, Ramos on a free is an absolute no-brainer because it frees up money for the most important position in the team, which is DM. Like, centre back is good. That's a position you need to strengthen. But DM, that's the holy grail this summer for me. Like, Sancho is a great signing. Look, I'm very excited about it. When it happens, it happens. That's fantastic. But we need a defensive midfielder who can take the ball off the centre backs because we don't have one. Mate, we have Matic, but he can't run. So
mate. The stats are there. The most carded player in La Liga history the most carded player in Spanish international football history. The amount of red cards the guy's got, he's a walking time bomb. But here's one for you, mate. Over 100 goals at centre-back for one football club.
I know.
Is different level.
Yeah.
It's different level, mate. And you know what?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind us getting a red card every now and then. Crap, when was the last time we had a meaningful red card that meant something?
No.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? We've got soft players,
aren't we?
Yeah, got a few soft players in our team. I think for me, the only reason why I would go against Ramos would be the whole wage structure again. And I know it's not our money because at the end of the day, you know, Glazers have took out so much money through dividends.
A lot of it is fans' money, let's be honest.
Yeah, well, yeah, true. To be fair, it is, and they've taken out so much from our club. But I look at it and I think, you know, it's another one where I think short-term wise for Man United could be great, but in the long run, you know, you're only going to think, why don't you not get Varane instead? Varane's younger. For me, I'm not saying they're the same level, but again, is as good as, for me, Varane's world class. I think Sergio Ramos is world class. One of them's hitting his peak at the minute. One of them's going towards the end of his career. Would you want, especially in the Premier League where it's a lot of pace in behind, you know, you can be stretched. Is Ramos a person you want to put with Maguire? Or would you rather have a Varane who could get him out of jail and help him out a bit on the, you know, recovery tackles and, you know, be there when he's, you know, been burned or something like that, or, you know, someone. So for me, I would still go with Varane for me. I think Ramos is one of them where, again, man, you know, we got Cavani. Cavani for me was a brilliant signing, but again, was he worth 200 grand a week at his age? Probably not. I don't want to see the same thing with Ramos. You know, he's going to probably demand 300 grand a week. You know what I mean? He's probably going to demand that. So, no, not for me, man.
I mean, Owen, I can see you chanting this man's name. I think he's your type of player, mate. But going off what Saeed said, mate, playing devil's advocate pretty much there, he makes some good points, mate. We are supposed to be not looking for a quick fix. We are supposed to be looking to the future and beyond this season, mate. Don't get me wrong. See that man walk out and absolutely scare the living piss out of some Premier League forwards. I would love to see it. But then again, it is only going to be short term. And that's what grinds you a little bit, doesn't it?
It is. I'd love to have had him. But, I mean, as you say there, he's a bit of me. I mean, it's like what I said to the boys in the bar last night. It's a bit of me, that is. So I'd definitely have him. I'd definitely have him for 2 years. But Varane is obviously the first choice. But if Varane is not an option, because I can't see it being an option personally, I can't see Real Madrid wanting to lose their two first choice centre backs in one summer. I just don't think Real Madrid are a club that would let that happen. So if we were to bring in Ramos as opposed to Varane, you know, as a back, you know, for 2 years, he is mint. Like he's a proper shithouse. I love a shithouse. Adam, I know you love a shithouse as well. Like he would just be brilliant. We all love a cunt, exactly. But he's one of them. If he's playing against you, you absolutely hate him. But when he's playing with you, he'd be loved. Like I reckon if he came to United for 2 years, he'd have cult hero status, no problem. But I feel like Varane is your first choice, and then if that is not an option, you then go for Ramos. And I think it's worth it for that wage that you bring him in on. I mean, an experience. He's got 180 caps for Spain. Like, mate, that is
scary, isn't it?
Mental. He could be so huge for us if we got him in. I think it'd be a brilliant sign if we got him in.
Mate, I mean, Jamie, only United could balls this all up, mate, because United could end up losing out on Varane, and then by the time we've dealt with that and the way United do all their negotiating, Ramos could have been long gone, mate, and then we're stuck with bleeding no one, and then, like Van Gaal said, here comes the third choice.
And then Phil Jones comes back alive.
Oh, mate, I forgot about him. Oh, my days.
Why, Saeed? Why?
Oh, what?
He comes out the curtains and says, hello, I'm back home. I'm back home, guys.
Hi, boys.
Geezer's living in his gaff in Chester somewhere. Like, he's just chilled out. What does he even go training? Like, what does he do?
I don't know.
If I hear that Phil Jones is like a new signing, I'll start crying. If I hear it.
They need a documentary of Phil Jones and what he does on his time. Because I've been losing my hair out in this lockdown. So he's been locked down for about 5 years.
Best thing that Phil Jones ever said was, the only people who would turn up to my testimonial is my mum and dad. At least the guy knows, doesn't he? At least he knows. You know what I mean? But Jamie, mate, only United could really cock this up, really, with the centre-backs that are around. We've got a ready-made one there for maybe 2 years, maybe a year. Maybe he'll get injured again, Ramos, mate. But by the time United actually go for him, I think we'd have cocked up on Varane and Ramos would have gone elsewhere, mate, the way we do our business.
Yeah, it's just lack of planning, mate, ain't it? Lack of strategic planning going into the market. It's always right. We'll monitor what other teams do, and then we'll react to that because we need a good run at a player. We can't compete against other teams. We need a clear run. So when have United went out in the last 3 to 4 seasons and bought a player when we've had competition from other teams? So it's just lack of planning. But it's got to the point, and I'm sure you boys are the same, where I don't expect anything else. I would have said a year or so ago that I don't think the Ramos deal is something United would look at because of the transfer policy of bringing in that younger, more longevity signing. But that's gone out the window with Cavani. So, which Cavani's been fantastic. Keane will tell you, I absolutely love the guy. A big fan of Cavani, and I feel like I wasn't expecting him to hit the ground as he did. So I'm kind of not going to question the Ramos signing. Owens just said he's a fantastic centre-back. He's a leader, and I feel like it would be an intelligent signing if we did bring him in because Ollie's at a certain level, managerial-wise, experience-wise, where he's going to need players on that pitch to get him out of trouble, so to speak, sometimes. And I feel like with Ramos, you bring him into the dressing room, he tells people some cold, hard facts and gets some people's asses into gear, so to speak. He's a leader. He's a winner. He ain't going to want to come and be second best. He is going to cost a lot of money, but I look at the Ramos deal and think, yeah, that deal could potentially be a good deal because we bring him in on the free, but we could have had Alaba and we didn't react on that. And that's not really a longevity, a short-term signing. We could have went for Alaba. I really rate Alaba. I don't know what your views are. I really like him.
Isn't he on like 450 bags a week, though?
I'm not sure what he's on. Mate,
he's on like a ridiculous amount of fucking money. Like.
Would that be Madrid knowing that Ramos is leaving, putting him on that wage, maybe?
Yeah, probably.
I feel like that's what it is.
Potentially.
Yeah, it's got to be on it.
Like the other lad said, if you go out and you get Varane, it sends a shockwave through football to say, actually, these do mean business now. These have been coasting for a few years in the market, but they've just went and bought an elite centre-back. And in my opinion, he's one of, if not the best centre-back in the world. But I just can't see us pulling it off. And I do feel like we might have to go down the Ramos route. But like you said, if we don't act quickly, we're going to be in the market for a Pau Torres or a Ben White. And it generally, and I don't want to come across as being downhearted, or it wouldn't surprise me if one of them come in. It really wouldn't. A Mings, Ben White, Pau Torres, someone that's going to be, he might be good. He might be good, but he's not elite because they've taught me in the past, and I don't want to be negative but in the past they haven't done anything to show me that they have that ambition to go and get a Varane. I was speaking to Keane, he'll back me up here as well. I'm not even excited about the Sancho deal. I'm just like, do you know what? If we get him, because they've sucked the enjoyment out of it. We should have had him last season. And it's Glazonomics that they're hanging us on a little string saying, oh, it's all right, we're going to get Sancho. And not one fan sitting there and saying, but what about last year? Are we just supposed to forget that? Are we supposed to get really excited for a player we should have signed last season? So that's where I am with it. But if that's coming across negative, then I do apologise because it's not. But it's just, I'm just trying to be realistic.
Mate, it's your view. Say whatever you fucking like.
Honestly, guys,
welcome to my world, mate. Welcome to my world.
Say what you want and don't care what other people think about it, mate. People just don't like the home truths. They don't like the hard truths at this football club.
They're not gonna have the same opinion as all of us, are they?
It's what it's all about, mate. Everyone has their opinion. Some people see being honest as a negative. I'm going to be honest with you. That's crap. It's poor, it's weak. They just don't like it. That's what it is. There's a lot of people in this world, a lot of United fans who just don't like hearing what they don't like to hear. They're just in the clouds thinking that everything is still going to be the United way. And quite clearly it's not. But guys, while you're all in here, by the way, just do me a favor and smash that like button, people. Yep. Give that like button a smash. There's plenty of United channels out there doing the rounds now, guys. So we've got to stay up there.
Yeah,
we've got
man,
to
stay local, people. Stay local.
Stay local. Don't get carried away. That's it. We've all in it together. This is the crew. And by the way, guys, that 14th of August, whether it is the 14th, it may be the 15th or the 16th, it's Leeds. You know what these TV companies are like. On that weekend as well, I am 40 years old. So there's added incentive of a major, like Owen said. I think Owen.
What we're doing, no, I've got it planned out. We're booking the living room in Deansgate. We're giving it large. We're giving it well large. We're gonna nick Gary Neville's credit card, stick it on there behind the bar for the night, and go absolutely spare, mate. That's what we're doing.
Right. So I have got other things planned as well, guys. But it's going to be a long weekend, put it that way. So yeah, do make sure if you're on about Old Trafford on that day, come and find the boys. Maybe have a drink. Maybe we can all have a laugh and actually, well, you know what, cheer ourselves up a little bit, because I'm not going to put it down on United to make it a good start to the season for us. We never know what happens at the start of the season with this football club, but that weekend is going to be mental anyway. One way or the other, it doesn't matter. It's going to be mental. But guys, we have come to the end of the show. I'm just going to let the boys give their shout-outs to their channels and their socials before we leave. Jamie, take it away, mate. Just go first for us, pal.
Yeah, just my handle on there. You'll catch me on Twitter and on Instagram as well if you want to give me a follow on there. Much appreciated, everyone that follows me. So yeah, get across to there. That's where you'll get me.
Yeah, Saeed TV, bringing out the different content, mate. Now,
yeah,
mate.
yeah.
You're on the old training vlogs.
That's it, mate. Check me out,
Love it.
Saeed TV. You might see some different videos on there. So yeah, I'll just switch it up a bit. But yeah, man, thanks for having me on again. And yeah, man, appreciate everyone, man. Big up to the United Army.
Yeah, that's the one. Kino, making big moves, mate. Got big plans. Got new misses. Got different jobs.
I love how you just put that in. New misses.
That's it, mate. I had to right at the end, mate. Go on,
So
Keane,
happens,
you
man.
must be Keane's the happiest man on the panel right now.
Yeah, so look, you can catch me over at the Weekly Armchair Kickoff podcast. I don't know if I mentioned here before, but I'm going launching an Academy, Manchester United Academy podcast weekly as well. So I'm not just going to be covering the first team, going to be covering all the happenings with the other 23s and the 18s as well. So do catch that. And also, catch me over on Twitter at Keen_Franey for all your local shithousery.
Oh, isn't that cute? Alien, mate. Love that.
Yeah. Oh, he's never going to be able to live that down now. And the main man himself, the piss-up master.
The piss-up master.
Rock and roller of Ayatollah. I don't know what else to describe you as.
Oh, well, mate, do you know what? I appreciate that. That was quite nice, to be fair. I mean, I've been called a lot. I've been called a lot worse in my time, to be fair. So I will take that one. But Cockney Red 99 on all social platforms, and Owen Roch 1 on Instagram if you want to see me making a twat of myself on the weekend.
Yeah, do go follow that one more, people. It's a lot more fun.
I was in a big old house watch along for the old England Scotland game. It was good fun. So do pay attention the odd time.
Oh, that's the one, guys. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button if you're tuning in for the first time. And obviously, smash the like button. If you're coming in, if you're going out to the show, just give it a quick click. And you know what? Every little bit helps the channels. Do the same for these guys as well. For now, we are out of here, people. Enjoy what's left of Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all you dads out there and the sons of the dads. Hope you've all had a great day and a good weekend, guys. For now, we're done. Peace out. Bye-bye.
Boom.